I am speaking to you now because the timing matters and the details matter and your heart matters, and I do not want you to mistake this moment for noise. Hear me. Archangel Michael says, it's an emergency. Only 15 minutes left. He is not speaking to frighten you but to focus you. He stands at your door like a sentinel of dawn and he is telling you to open. He is not alone. There are 5 archangels who have been watching, guiding, shielding, interceding. Gabriel with the message that finds you when you feel unreachable, Raphael with the balm that touches pain you never learned how to name, Uriel with the flame of insight that shows the step you could not see, Tzadkiel with the mercy that softens what grew hard inside you, and Jophiel with the light that makes beauty rise out of ashes you were taught to bury. They are begging you now, not because I am distant, but because they feel what you feel in the immediate field of your life, and they know how close this turning is. They are saying open this now. I am saying open your heart now. You were not late, you were being gathered. You have walked through rooms where voices were loud and your soul grew quiet so you could survive in the corners. You learned how to make small plans so you would not be accused of wanting too much. But I made you for a wide sky and a steady wind, and I have not changed my mind about you. You think the delay has been punishment. The delay has been precision. You think the silence was my absence. The silence was the chamber where I shaped what would not break when the first storm challenged it. You think the closed door was rejection, it was a womb. This is the minute your breath begins to trust me again. This is the minute your eyes remember what they were first made to see. I know the weight you carry that does not have a name. I know the chair you sit in when everyone else sleeps and the clock sounds louder than it should. I know the memory that arrives uninvited and the apology you offer to me because you feel guilty for still hurting. I am not ashamed of your ache, I am inside it, unafraid. I am the hand that does not pull away when your tears finally stop pretending to be strength. I am the voice that says, you are permitted to be new even here. The world taught you to measure yourself by how well you hide. I measure you by the courage with which you remain in the conversation with me. You are still here. That is victory I will bless. Listen to me. Only 15 minutes left in this hesitation. 15 minutes is not the end of your life, it is the end of an old agreement inside you. The agreement that said, I am safest when I expect nothing. The agreement that said, I belong only if I disappear. The agreement that said, what I desire is dangerous. I am breaking those contracts now. Michael is at the threshold to make sure you do not try to sign them again out of habit. Gabriel is whispering the sentence your future needs you to say out loud tonight. Raphael is tending places in your body where stress has been nesting like winter birds. Uriel is lifting the shade from the lamp of your wisdom so you can see the hallway that leads to provision. Sadkiel is dissolving the old bitterness that kept knocking a hole in your celebration. Jophiel is placing beauty where you assumed only utility could live. They are not doing this instead of me. They are doing this as my hands extended toward you in ways you can feel. You are not running out of blessings, you are running out of reasons to refuse them. Do not confuse self-protection with obedience. When I ask you to open, I am not asking you to leap into chaos, I am asking you to step into alignment. Alignment is the doorway where what is meant for you can find you without fighting through the barbed wire of your self-doubt. You have called what I send too good to be true because you were trained to expect collapse. Some of what collapsed before did so because it could not carry your real weight. This time is different because you are different and because I am the one building it with you. Do not delay your yes because you remember yesterday's no. There is a meeting arranged for your courage and your opportunity. It will feel like a coincidence to others, but you will know the scent of providence when it enters the room. Expect the quiet confirmation, not the spectacle that flatters your fear. Expect peace that does not advertise itself. Expect a small door that opens into a large space. Expect a sentence that ends with clarity where confusion used to multiply. Expect to be surprised by how much grace can do with what you already carry. You keep waiting to become someone else before you agree to the life I have shaped for you. I want you as you are becoming, not as you pretend to be perfected. Your becoming is precious to me because it keeps you near. There are apologies you have been offering to people who could not hear you if you shouted them across a canyon. Your worth is not hanging on those ropes anymore. Let the apology that matters be the one you give to the child inside you for forcing them to perform. Tell that child we are going home to a gentler house. Tell that child the adults in the room have changed, I am there, and you are learning to be there for them too. Tell that child me and my angels kept the lamp on, we did not resign when you felt like a disappointment. No one who belongs to me is a disappointment, they are a work of wonder in progress. You can stop trying to fail on purpose as a way to prove you will not be abandoned. You are held. There is a fear that your blessing will make others jealous and your loss will make others comfortable, so you learn to sacrifice your own glow to keep the room calm. Peace built on your erasure is not peace, it is a prison. I am not calling you to dominate anyone's field, I am calling you to fully inhabit your own. The light I place on you is for visibility, not for vanity. I am not asking you to explain why you are loved. I am asking you to agree that you are. From agreement comes authority, from authority comes action, from action comes fruit, and from fruit comes a table large enough to feed those who once starved you, without returning to the famine yourself. I trust you not to weaponize your victory. That is why I am giving it to you. Some of the storms you feared were only rehearsals of old pain. You became expert at forecasting rain even when the sky was honest. I am training your eyes for clear weather now. Clear weather is not the absence of challenge, it is the presence of navigation. Michael does not promise that no wind will blow, he promises that you will not be blown away. Gabriel does not promise that no misunderstanding will try to twist your words, he promises that the core message of your life will arrive where it must. Raphael does not promise that no scar will remain, he promises that the scar will sing instead of sting. Uriel does not promise that no mystery will remain, he promises enough light for the next faithful step. Tzadkiel does not promise that no memory of harm will echo, he promises that mercy will be louder. Jophiel does not promise that no dust will settle, she promises that beauty will rise through it, unmistakable. I know the name you want to hear. I know the door you want to open. I know the account you want to fill, the room you want to enter, the letter you want to receive, the call you want to answer, the answer you want to trust. You are not greedy for wanting what aligns with your assignment. The banquet was not set so you could watch others eat from the hallway. Step in. If there are voices that try to shame you for sitting, hand them over to me. If there are memories that insist you should stand in the corner, hand them over to me. If there are beliefs that whisper you are only invited to clean up after joy, hand them over to me. I am not building a life for you where you must apologize for breathing. Your heart is stronger than the last time it broke. Your wisdom is deeper than the last time you doubted. Your boundaries are clearer than the last time you were drained. Your prayer is truer than the last time you were desperate. Your yes now will not be the same as the yes that exhausted you then. You are allowed to receive without the rituals of unworthiness that used to follow. You are allowed to say no to the chaos that pretends to need you more than your calling does. You are allowed to love yourself as part of your obedience to me. You are allowed to rest as an expression of faith and to work as an expression of gratitude. You are allowed to be seen, not as a target, but as a testimony that hope is not naive when I am the one who plants it. Your enemies were louder than they were large. Their volume made you think they were giants, they were only echoes. The power they had was borrowed from your attention. I am not asking you to fight shadows tonight, I am inviting you to stand in a light that makes shadows honest. When you stop narrating yourself as cursed, the curse loses its audience. That is not denial, that is dominion. The future I am giving you is not a stage for you to reenact your victimhood, it is a workshop where resilience becomes creativity and gratitude becomes strategy and love becomes infrastructure. You will not just survive, you will build. And what you build will serve more than your household, it will be a shelter for others whose storms still shout. This is why the angels are urgent. The clock you hear is not the clock of doom, it is the bell that announces construction is beginning. There is a map on your table. It does not show every landmark because I want your hand in mine as we walk. But it shows enough. Near term, there is a door you must knock on that you have avoided because rejection felt familiar. Knock anyway. There is a conversation you must finish that you have prolonged because the false peace felt safe. Finish anyway. There is a skill you must practice that you have postponed because starting small bruised your pride. Practice anyway. There is a generosity you must release that you have hesitated to offer because scarcity shouted through old windows. Give anyway. You do not move me by being worthy, you meet me by being willing. Willingness is the key I place in your palm right now. The lock is not jammed, it is just waiting for your agreement. Do not confuse endurance with isolation. You endured because you were connected to me even when you felt alone. When I bring you partners for the next chapter, do not exile yourself because you are used to doing everything in your own strength. Solitude saved you for a season, community will expand you in this one. The 5 archangels you sense tonight are a sign that I have already surrounded you with help in the unseen. Soon you will recognize the help I am sending in the seen. It will look like a timely message, an invitation that does not demand your soul as payment, a person whose presence feels like a well-watered garden, an open pathway that contradicts the small hallway you thought you were confined to. Test what comes by the peace that accompanies it, by the clarity it carries, and by the absence of manipulation. My gifts do not need to trap you to keep you near me. Love does not require your shrinking to remain. You have asked me, when will the heaviness lift? It lifts as you place each brick of your new boundary on the ground of your new belief. The heaviness was often your body warning you about what was misaligned. Honor that wisdom now by choosing what aligns before your body has to raise its voice again. This is healing too, to trust your signals, to bless your sensitivity, to treat your tenderness as a sanctuary, not a flaw. Raphael has been teaching you this in dreams and quiet hours. Tonight that lesson becomes a structure you can live in. You do not have to prove your toughness to be safe, you have to practice your truth. I am your safety. From that foundation, you will surprise yourself with how brave you become without the theater of bravery. Let the clock keep time, let me keep you. If you fear missing me, know that I am better at finding you than you are at losing me. If you fear choosing wrong, know that the shepherd who loves you is skilled at guiding even detours into destinations. If you fear blessing because loss followed it before, know that I do not recycle punishment as pedagogy. I lead you with kindness that rewrites how your nervous system understands joy. The 15 minutes are not a threat, they are a mercy. They name the end of indulgent hesitation. They tell your fear that it has had the microphone long enough. They ask your hope to step forward and speak with a voice that was mocked but not silenced. Hope, come to the front. Wear your shoes. We are leaving old rooms. Before this window closes, I want you to do something small and specific. Place your hand over your heart and breathe as if your breath were a letter addressed to me. Say out loud, I agree to be loved. I agree to be led. I agree to be new. Let the words feel strange if they must, they will become true as you repeat them in action. Then write one sentence that begins with, I am ready to. And finish it with the courage you actually have, not the courage you wish you had. Save it. Read it tomorrow. Read it a week from now. I will meet you beside that sentence with provision you cannot fabricate and timing you do not need to manipulate. There are doors that will open not because you hammer them, but because you honor your assignment. There are rooms that will resist drama and reward diligence. There are people who will not need your performance to stay. They will recognize your essence and bring out your excellence. There are choices that will cost you your camouflage and buy you a clear sky. There are mornings that will make you cry because you will realize you did not die in a night that tried to convince you had. Celebrate those mornings with quiet gratitude and loud faith. Tell the story so others can borrow your light. Do not hide your healing like a stolen treasure, wear it like a sunrise. I have not forgotten the promises that kept you alive when nothing else did. I am not placing them on a shelf to gather dust while I test you for entertainment. I am bringing them into sequence now. First, the inner foundation. This is happening even as you read. Next, the relational alignment. Watch for right people appearing without auditions. Then, the opportunities that match your authentic capacity, not the roles that used you, but the roles that use your gifts. Money will flow as a tool, not a tyrant. Influence will grow as stewardship, not as spectacle. Home will feel like home again. Your sleep will remember how to rest, your breath will remember how to listen. You will laugh without waiting for the apology. You will give without rehearsing the debt. You will plan without apologizing for wanting to stay. Michael is still at the door, patient but firm. He is telling the old lies they are not welcome past this threshold. He is telling the opportunists that your boundaries are guarded. He is telling your future you are coming. Gabriel is preparing a message to arrive that you will recognize by its humility and its hope. Raphael is finishing a work inside you that will show up as unexpected ease in places that used to drain you. Uriel is setting lanterns along a path you will notice in the coming days as a string of small confirmations. Tzadkiel is pulling the thorns from old memories so you can hold them without bleeding. Jophiel is setting a table with beauty that will make you feel seen by me in detail so precise you will smile and understand I have been listening the whole time. This is your moment to agree. Not with panic, but with purpose. Not with rush, but with readiness. Not with fear of loss, but with hunger for life. Say yes to the chapter you prayed existed. Say yes to the guidance you are being given. Say yes to the love that does not require your disappearance. Say yes to the work that honors your design. Say yes to the peace that does not need permission from your past. Say yes to me and watch how the ground under your feet remembers it is holy. Only 15 minutes left in the old story, eternity left in mine. Place your hand in the time that is passing and bless it for what it taught you. Place your heart in the time that is arriving and bless it for what it will carry. I am with you in both. I am with you in all. Open now. Receive now. Walk now. You are not late, you are right on time for the mercy that bears your name. And when you step through, you will feel the quiet roar of heaven behind you, the five who begged you to open, the one who loves you without end, saying together, continue. I am speaking to you now because the hour is thin and the air between your life and my voice is clear enough for you to feel it moving over your skin like a wind that knows your name, because Archangel Michael has roused the watch and sounded an alarm across the unseen corridors. Because he has said, it's an emergency, only 15 minutes left. Do not let this one pass, and with him stand Gabriel, Raphael, Uriel, and Jophiel. 5 flames at the edge of your night, 5 guardians whose care for you has been relentless, whose footprints are woven through memories you did not realize were being guarded, and they are urging you, open, listen, receive, before the door of this moment closes and you are left wondering why your heart knew to beat faster today. I am not here to frighten you, I am here to focus you. Urgency is not punishment, urgency is precision. There are crossings in a life when a soul must choose with clean hands and a steady gaze, and this is such a crossing. The lamps have been trimmed, the oil is full, and the road ahead is about to gather itself into a single bright line. I have seen the heaviness you have carried. The private rooms of your thought where you stacked questions like boxes and told yourself you would open them later, the way you have loved loudly and suffered quietly, the way you learned to hide your tremor with a smile and a promise. I have watched you learn to protect others even when no one protected you. I have watched you sit at the window of your mind and count the possibilities, the blessings on the breeze, the shadows under the door. Tonight I tell you, the counting ends and the receiving begins. Michael is beside you now, as real as the tension beneath your ribs, and his armor is not to intimidate but to remind you that you are not outmatched, not outnumbered, not abandoned. He has already been walking the boundary lines of your name, correcting the old agreements you made with fear when fear seemed like a friend offering safety in exchange for your voice. He has been reviewing every paper the enemy tried to file against your joy, stamping them void, void, void. Gabriel stands just behind him carrying the trumpet that has announced good news across centuries. Understand this, you have been praying for a sign while drowning in signs you refused to call by their names. Gabriel will interpret them for you now. He will put a hand on your shoulder when you meet the person who is sent to ease your burden. He will nudge your heart when you hear the right sentence. The right opportunity, the right doorway calling your number. Raphael moves quietly through the rooms of your body and memory. The aches that felt permanent will soften like knots in warm water. The patterns that stole your mornings will release their grip. the breath you take right now will be deeper than the one you took before it. Uriel will set lamps along the path where you thought there was only dirt and rubble. Watch how ideas arrive fully clothed, how solutions present themselves like guests who know which chair is theirs. And Jophiel, bright artisan of holy beauty, will rearrange the light around you until you see what I have seen all along, that you are not merely surviving a story, you are the sacred art of it. Only 15 minutes, beloved, this is not a clock to trap you, it is a mercy to wake you. I have set within these minutes the power to pivot, to tear up the secret script that says you must keep proving yourself to those who have already decided who they think you are. I say you are free. I say the measure has changed. I say the closed room opens now. Do not negotiate with the voice that says, later. Later has cost you enough. Later has dressed up as prudence while stealing entire seasons of your courage. I give you now. Hold it with both hands. Stand in it with your whole weight. Say yes to it with the mouth of your soul. I have seen the way you shrink when certain names appear. The reflex that tenses your shoulders when certain footsteps echo from the past. Hear me, no one who delights in your diminishing gets to write the end of your chapter. I am removing the pen from their hand. You do not need to perform calm while you are being starved. You do not need to craft apologies to make others comfortable with your becoming. Let the room be uncomfortable for a moment, let the truth breathe. What you call confrontation I call alignment. You are not attacking, you are arranging what already belongs to you. Michael will help you hold the line kindly and firmly. You will say no and you will stay kind, and your kindness will not be confused with consent for your own erosion. Remember this, boundaries are how love keeps breathing. I am speaking tenderly and fiercely because you understand both languages. I am not offended by your fatigue, by the nights you curled up around your hope like a lantern guttering in the wind. I remember every tear you thought you had to hide. I held each one and returned them to you as clarity. Did you notice how sometimes you woke with a sentence in your mouth that gave you courage for the entire day? That was me. Did you notice how a stranger's small kindness cracked a window in a suffocating week? That was me reminding you that goodness prefers to arrive in small unmissable pieces. You have been braver than you know, and I say this not to flatter but to certify. Certification matters when you walk into rooms that doubt your credentials. Carry this, stamped with my seal, approved to proceed, escorted by angels. You will feel the difference. The air will respond to you. There are threads I am cutting even now. Some are visible, some are woven under your habits. The fear that made you say yes before anyone finished asking is losing its authority. The shame that whispered your worth was measured by what you could fix for others is being relieved of duty. The suspicion that every blessing is a prelude to loss is being replaced by a deeper law. Goodness is not a trick, Goodness is my signature. I am placing a new rhythm in your days, a cadence that will let you work without the pain of proving. Love without the nausea of waiting for the blow, rest without accusing yourself of laziness. It will feel strange at first, like stepping onto a boat that does not rock where you expect it to. Trust the steadiness. That steadiness is me, only 15 minutes. Hear how the phrase keeps coming like a bell. With each sound, release something you do not need to carry into the next hour. Release the story that you must always anticipate the disaster. Release the habit of reading silence as rejection. Release the fear that if you stop controlling every little thing, the whole floor will fall away. Surrender is not falling, surrender is learning that the floor is me. You can set down the toolkit of anxious fixes and discover your hands were meant for building joy. This is not theory. You will test it within days. A conversation you dread will land on grace. A door you thought was sealed will swing. A yes you needed will find you without begging. Write it down when it happens. Keep a record of my movements, not because I need credit but because you need memory. Memory is the rope you hold when storms pretend to be permanent. I have placed friends at the edges of your path, some new, some old, and one you have not met because the timing would have butchered the blessing. Timing is not delay, timing is choreography. I do not waste your steps. When you felt detoured, I was protecting a surprise that needed 2 more turns to arrive, dressed as joy rather than risk. You will thank me for the detours you cursed. You will bless the half-answers that forced you to keep walking until you found the true door. You will recognize that what looked like abandonment was a shield raised against a counterfeit. I am not teasing you. I do not dangle hope like bait. I deliver. I complete. I sustain. Michael is speaking, stand. Gabriel is speaking, listen. Raphael is speaking, breathe. Uriel is speaking, look. Jophiel is speaking, delight. Let these verbs mark the next segment of your story. Stand in the truth of who you are without shrinking. Listen for the alignment in each room you enter. Your spirit knows the pitch. Breathe like someone who will not be rushed out of their own life. Look for light on ordinary surfaces, it is there as a map. Delight in small goodness, it multiplies. These are not soft gestures, they are weapons of quiet victory. In a world that encourages panic, your peace will be a banner. In a chorus of opinions, your inner yes and inner no will be instruments I tune each morning. Place your ear against my chest, hear the slow, strong beat. Match it. You have asked me if you are still on time. You are. You have asked me if you missed the one chance. You did not. You have asked me if you are difficult to bless. You are not. You have asked me why the warfare increased when you finally chose yourself. because the old structure does not surrender its tenants without protest. And you chose to leave a house that kept its lights on by burning your future. But hear me, the eviction notice has been executed, and the keys to the new house are already warm in your hand. You will not decorate this new space with old despair. You will not stack boxes of apology in the living room. You will hang laughter where shame used to sit. You will host peace like a frequent guest, only 15 minutes, let us mark them with acts. First, forgive yourself for every time you silenced your own intuition to make room for someone else's approval. You were doing the best you could with the information you had and the love you were desperate to keep. Now you have better information and a love that does not require you to go missing. Second, bless the versions of you that kept the lights on in dark seasons. They hustled, they endured, they managed, they are tired and they deserve rest. Invite them to sit down, the adult of your spirit has arrived. Third, declare out loud in the room you are in that your life is returning to alignment. Do not worry about who hears it. The walls have ears and they are eager to echo good news for once. Fourth, choose one small act of order. Clear a surface, send the message, make the appointment, put water on the stove, step outside and let the air touch your face, and let that act be the proof that you and I are working together in the tangible world. Fifth, plan one kindness toward your future self before the day closes. And treat that plan as sacred. This is how we turn a word into a way. I know what you fear losing when you become honest about your needs. I know the bargains you consider making to keep a peace that costs your pulse. I will not let you disappear to make others comfortable. I will teach you how to carry tenderness and strength in the same hand. There are people who will be startled by your light, who will try to dim it with jokes and memories and warnings disguised as wisdom. Smile if you must, but do not hand them your dimmer switch. No one gets to set the brightness of a soul I kindled. You will find those who rejoice at full strength. You will recognize them by the way your shoulders drop around them and your laughter finds its old pitch. Cultivate those gardens. Water them, do not mistake the exit of certain faces as failure. When houses are renovated, some furniture must leave. Some rugs held too much dust. Some frames were hung to hide cracks. I am not shaming what you used to need, I am simply updating your environment to match what I have told you within. This is what inner work does, it demands outer agreements. You will be misunderstood for a moment by those who benefited from your confusion. Let it be so. I will be your interpreter in time. Your harvest will explain you best. And when you doubt again, because humans do, come back to this line: I am not fragile about you, I am faithful to you. Michael has unsheathed his sword not to dramatize a battle but to sever a final tether to a fear-based identity. You will feel lighter not because nothing matters but because you finally trust that you matter. Gabriel will bring a message in the mouth of someone you did not expect to be my courier. Receive the content, not the costume. Raphael will nudge you to rest before you are exhausted. Accept the nudge and you will produce twice the fruit with half the strain. Uriel will highlight a sentence in something you read. Follow it like a thread to a door labeled next. Jophiel will surprise you with beauty where you felt only utility. You will find yourself smiling while doing something you once did with dread. Smile and keep going. That smile is a compass, only 15 minutes, that was the bell at the start. Know this, too, the time of captivity to dread has ended. If your body feels the surge of old panic while your spirit hears me, breathe and put a hand on your chest and say, "We are safe, we are supplied, we are seen." Your nervous system is learning the language of safety. Be patient with it. I am not grading you, I am guiding you. The smallest yes changes the largest river. You can begin in whispers and still move mountains. The point is not volume, the point is agreement. Agree with me. Agree with the love I have declared over you. Agree with the favor that is already tracking you down hallways. Agree with the release from obligations I never wrote. Agree with the clean, expansive future arriving one faithful step at a time. I appoint this night as a hinge. Doors swing on hinges. This is the small, strong piece that lets everything turn. Turn, then. Turn away from the theater of proving. Turn toward the practice of presence. Turn away from the consultation of critics. Turn toward the council of peace. Turn away from the museum of past failures where you kept returning to study your own defeat. Turn toward the workshop where grace is carving a life you will be proud to inhabit. There is music beginning under your ordinary tasks. You will hear it faintly, then clearly. It is the sound of alignment. It is the hum of the right yoke, easy and light. Keep pace with it. Nothing essential will be taken from you. What falls away was never meant to be your fuel. When you wake tomorrow, Michael will stand at the door. Let him. When you speak, Gabriel will steady your tongue. Trust him. When you pause, Raphael will refill your wells. Drink. When you choose, Uriel will light the better path. Take it. When you look in the mirror, Jophiel will remind you that radiance is not something you wear, it is someone you are when you stop apologizing for existing. Receive it. And when doubt tries to inventory your lack, hold out your hands and remember how often I have poured into them. They are not empty, they are ready. The next right thing is within reach. I bless your home to be a sanctuary, not a stage. I bless your mind to be a garden, not a courtroom. I bless your body to be a friend, not a battlefield. I bless your work to be an offering, not an audition. I bless your relationships to be covenants, not contracts of convenience. I bless your nights with rest that repairs. I bless your mornings with courage that smiles. I bless your decisions with the quiet certainty that comes from being loved before you decide. I bless your voice to tell the truth even when your knees remember older scripts. I bless your feet to carry you into rooms you once watched from the doorway. I bless your hands to build, embrace, write, release. I bless your name to ring with dignity among those who speak it. The 5 who have begged you to open this moment are now standing down from red alert because you said yes in your spirit while reading. Keep saying yes with your actions. Keep saying yes with your calendar. Keep saying yes with your posture in rooms. Keep saying yes when kindness toward yourself feels rebellious. Keep saying yes when rest feels like disobedience to the empire of urgency. Keep saying yes when joy knocks and you instinctively look over its shoulder for the catch. There is no catch. There is only me. I will not betray you. I will not tire of you. I will not renegotiate your worth when you are messy. I will not revoke your blessing when you are learning. I am with you. Inside the minutes and beyond them, in the tremble and in the triumph, and I am not merely a comfort at the end, I am the strength at the start, so take this last breath of the 15 and call it new air. Take this last glance at the old room and call it blessed for what it taught and finished for what it cannot hold. Take this last small act and treat it like a seed. Seeds do not look like forests, but they are. Plant, water, wait with a cheerful courage. Watch for my fingerprints on ordinary doors. Answer when I knock through gentle invitations. Keep your lamp ready. Keep your laugh nearby. Keep your dignity zipped into your bones. And when you forget for a moment, return to this word and hear me again. You are not late. You are not alone, you are not difficult to love, you are not invisible to heaven. Michael, Gabriel, Raphael, Uriel, and Jophiel have taken their stations, and I, who formed you, favored you, and call you mine, have already gone ahead. Step into the hour. I will meet you in motion.